All right, folks. Good morning. Hey, welcome to the Coffee Run. It's John from ProCraps. We're running really weird. Today's a weird day. I realized this morning that the Daily Paycheck show wasn't scheduled. It was there, but it wasn't for some reason it wasn't getting picked up. So I had to delete it and re-add it. Anyway, that's why it was a late start to that show. And of course, that show ran long because it's Friday, right? Friday Follies, we just kind of go blast out there. And I want to get one more shooter in. And of course, the last shooter goes 25 rolls or whatever the hell it was. So, you end up with a weird timing. Anyway, we're late to this show. It's going to be a quick one. I got to be out by 8:30 for my work meeting. So as you know, so we have 20 minutes to play together and talk about some stuff. So I'm going to just not waste any time and kind of jump right on in. And, that's not what I want. I want you to see this. Why did that not show up? There we go. Is that better? Can you see it now? Hello? No? Let me do this there and there. Is that where? There it goes. Sometimes it's got to reset itself. All right, so let's talk about something, right? Joe from Craftmaster Journey this morning, 6-point fire bet. If you're not watching his show, watch his show. Me, right? Did we hit 100K today? No, right? It's Friday. We weren't going to hit it anyway because Fridays don't count, right? But we're 5,000 away on Daily Paycheck from hitting the 100K. So Monday's show, if I do 2 sessions on Monday or maybe Monday, Tuesday, it's going to be the day where we hit it. So I want you all to be with me on that one. So tell your friends, Monday, John from PC is going to finally, I think, knock on wood, hit the $100,000 in Daily Paycheck. We're going to finally hit the goal this week. I think it's coming up. We're like one shooter away from getting it. So one day where I don't PSO, we're going to be there. So it's going to be awesome. Slow motion is coming. I told you yesterday, I'm working on a way to capture that during the paycheck part of my show. And as you know, the show's going to change a little bit. We're going to change format of this show and the Daily Paycheck, kind of morph them into one show. That'll be like an hour and 15 minutes instead of 2 45-minute shows. And the first part of that is going to be throwing, and I will slow motion capture everything. And if I even have time, I can probably show you some slow-mos during the show. So that'd be kind of a thing. If I can figure out how to do that, we'll get it. But yeah, today, Friday Follies on both shows. So really what I want you to do, if you've got questions or comments or whatever, right now, give me PCs. Give me a PC in the chat, PC : like this, PC, why do you suck, right? Give me some of that in the chat. I will filter on the PCs and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind today. Okay. Monday, we're going to talk about regressing and power pressing. I had planned to do that today, but I got a weird day. I got my 8:30 meeting and then we're leaving for the coast. My wife and I are driving for 5 hours to go to Oregon. So I have zero time today to really do a deep dive on that. And what I want to do with that one is a deep dive. I want to take some win craps and do some back-to-back or some sideway comparisons of a simple power press, 64 across with the power press system, and a regression player that's going out like maybe going out, maybe not 640, but like a 320 across and coming down to 64 and seeing what that player looks like, right? Because you're going to lose that 320 every so often, right? Can you make the $64 make enough money to recover those losses from the regression? So I'm going to work on some of that because there's this wrestling match out there, I guess, between folks that say if you don't start small and press to the hilt, you're losing opportunity. Other folks say if I don't regress down, I'm going to get my ass kicked all those other times. Who's right? I don't know who's right, right? Louis wants me to do a new challenge of 100K playing crapless. Cool. I don't have a crapless table unless I do all crapsy, which is kind of boring. If I do all crapsy and just kind of throw the dice but show you my crapsy board, I did that for a while. If you remember the early days of the paycheck, I was doing it on crapsy. I had crapsy bets up while I was throwing. Everybody hated it. Everybody, you got to have, we want to see live chips. We want to see the chips on the table, want to feel real. So I stopped doing crapsy for my own bets because of that. I took the feedback of that one. I said, I'm just not doing it. Yes, Duracell wants a 100K celebration episode for sure. I will definitely try and find highlights and lowlights. It's going to be hard. There's 220 something shows, right? To try and find some nuggets in there where we did cool things. There was days where we, had the 61 roller that one time There's the day where I broke my stick. I got to find when I broke the stick that day. I was so pissed off. There was a journey. It was a real journey. And frankly, if you take a look at this, let me go here and zoom in. Let me go here. Let me go to this screen. If you look at the chart, here's the actual daily paycheck chart, right? It's a hockey stick at the end because the numbers got bigger, right? But if you zoom backwards, go back and we started last July, okay? Look at some of these soul crushing losses, right? That's back then we were doing pretty much bankroll zero, right? So, we eked out a win, had a nice bonus day. That was the day we hit the ATS or something, right? And then bam, $1,000, bam, $1,000, bam, $1,000. And you're buying in for $1,000. That was 1, 2, 3. The whole month goes sideways in 3 days, right? Those were soul crushing losses. It was we were so hard to get out of the gate, right? You look at July, we had a lot of wins, but those 3 losses were enormous, right? And it just killed us, right? It was such a journey. So yes, Duracell, I do want to go back, and I do want to go and have a recap show and kind of talk about all of it, especially what I learned from it. You know what I'm saying? And I learned a lot from Daily Paycheck, and I think my play has changed a bit, and I hope that. And I know that not everybody watches it. I know that that's not the most watched show on YouTube for sure. And it's kind of boring in some cases, right? But we learned a ton from that because I've thrown so many shooters, right? I think it's 8,500 rolls or something if I took it all together, right? Well over 8,000 rolls, maybe closer to 10,000 rolls. I know there's over 1,000 shooters because when I last checked it was at 850 shooters, and it's been a month since then, right? Probably 1,000 shooters is a lot. That's a big sample size. It's not a small amount of shooters, right? And you can see the rhythm. Today is a good day, a good example of rhythm, right? Come out of the gate, make a paycheck, PSO, 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 right? Fight back, lose. Fight back, lose. Big fight back at the end, right? That rhythm that you go through, the emotional roller coaster of that is real. What you learn from watching 1,000 shooters day in, day out like that is when you lose, whatever it is, let's say you lose 500 out of 1,000 and you're betting red chip level, to recover the $500 takes either 6, 7, 8 winning sessions in a row of your regular goal to come back, or it takes a miracle run to come back. It's so hard to recover from loss. That's why I think we hit on something here with this paycheck move, with the 2 hits and out. It's not like it's something I invented or anything, right? But 2 hits, 1 hit and done. Take your day off, right? That limits the ass kicking, right? It's a little bit more achievable, feels like, right? And we've been, again, operating at about a 75-80% win rate most of the time because we're not there and trying to ride that freaking wave like we used to, right? That grind, trying to grind out a win like today, it doesn't happen, right? That's the hardest part. And I think that this show, or this series of shows to me, has shown that. So I will put a whole thing together, Duracell, for sure. That's a great idea. Skill says, make sure I talk about the thumbnail. The thumbnail is Friday Follies, isn't it? Right? The thumbnail is Friday Follies. Monday's thumbnail is regression. So we'll talk about that on Monday for sure. Unless I got something wrong. I don't know. Can I do a win craps rolls? I can. The problem is I don't have all the rolls. The first 7,500 rolls I lost. Remember when my database crashed? I lost a whole bunch of rolls and then I restarted it. So I don't have those old rolls. I have the most recent set, but not the earlier set. So when I do it again, we'll do in WinCraps the whole thing. And what I can do is I can take all of them and put them in WinCraps and run every strategy against the actual rolls that I did, right? WinCraps should also prove that my math was right? If I put all them in there and I say, look, we did it, and here's the way we did it, it should get us to the same number at the end. But yeah, for sure, I think I'll do my best to recover what I can recover, and we'll kind of play those in there. I think that's a great idea. Let's see. Louis says, Dice Data puts things in perspective. He's great, man. That's a great show. And it's just the reality of it, right? We talk about the house edge all the time, right? It's so cool to see the house edge in play, right? The house edge on the 6 is 1.54, whatever I think it's 154, whatever it is, right? If he just does a bet the 6 for 1,000,000 rolls, you'll lose exactly 1.54% of your money over all that time. Right? It's math is perfect. And even DI math is perfect. If you're a DI and you think you're great, at the end of the day, it all ends up in the exact same spot. It all ends up in the exact same spot in the end, right? It's the journey to getting there, right? DIs will maybe have better, thicker rolls along the way, but they're still going to have the shorties. They're still going to have some crap. It's capitalizing on the moment. That's really where it comes into, right? Do you have more thick periods? Do you have more, elongated rolls along the way to that perfect pyramid, right? Does the perfect pyramid, how does it form for you? That's the difference in it. And I think, again, over time, they say time heals all wounds. Time also decays everything too, right? So time is a decaying of your bankroll. It's why I don't like to play for very long. I want to be in, I want to be out, right? Again, we win because we're not in there very long. So, the house edge on this one is, I'm probably, I'd have to calculate. I don't even know. Because we're winning more than we should, it's probably positive EV, right? Not expected value, but we're probably over the house edge, right? Advantage play, you might call it, because look at our numbers, right? 80%. If you go back to the other screen, our overall win rate here, if I go back to the entire thing, all the dates, we're at 76%. That's way more than it should be, right? We won at a way higher clip than we should have won. In other words, right? We should be, and again, every session's different because we're not always playing the one hitting down, right? With the one hitting down, this number should be about 66 to 68%, not 76%. If you look at the months like September, where we're at 88%, July, where we're at 83%, August, where we were at 91%, these months are such outliers. They should be 68% or so, not 80s and 90s. Overall, the house edge on the wins never changes. They're always taken a little bit off the top, right? We know that. That's how the house edge works. But it hasn't affected me. Let me go back to right screen. It hasn't really affected me in terms of the bankroll, right? Because we're winning enough to make the house edge, quote unquote, not matter. Follow me? Like it doesn't impact you when you're winning. Yeah, it's like you're paying a tip to the waitress at some point, right? That's how I look at the house. I look at the house edge like that. Like it's a convenience fee for making the bet. I don't ever begrudge it, right? And I think one thing I say a lot is the house edge on those the 6 and 8 is low. On the bought 4 and 10, it's low. On the pass line, it's low, right? You're not getting the juice out of those bets though, because they're like vanilla yogurt. They're like Greek vanilla yogurt, those things, right? They're just, okay, fine. You bet 7 or bet 6, you get 7. Big freaking deal. Like you get you're right. The higher house edge on the 5 and 9, you bet 5, you get 7 instead of betting 6 to get 7. The feels like the ROI is better on those things. Now it's not. House edge chews some of that up, of course, right? But it's a difference between vanilla Greek yogurt and Greek yogurt with a cherry on the bottom. That's how I look at some of those things, right? If you want to bet the horn and pay the 16% house edge on some of those bets, go for it. That's your chocolate and caramel ice cream that puts on all the weight. 1 gallon of that shit puts on all the weight, right? If you hit it, it's fantastic. You don't care, right? You hit that bet, you don't care if the house edge is bad because you've had $100 on a horn number and you know, right? When it loses though, it's when you really feel it. Right? Especially when you lose at the right rate. It's, again, house edge is one of those things. I don't like talking about it because I personally don't care about it. And I know that sounds weird. I just don't care about it. Like I said, it's a convenience fee. The casino has to make money. They're allowed to make money. They're a business. And that's their margin, man. That's their margin. The house edge, by the way, 16% sounds like it is a nightmarishly high thing. On the ATS, the house edge is 22%. Right, on the tall. That's a nightmarishly high percentage. People say you're a fool if you bet that. Well, guess what? I can tell you this, the ice cream in the store, the VIG, the juice on that is probably somewhere in the order of 60 or 70%. Right? You're paying 60 or 70% more than you should for the product that you're getting. The same with those high house edge bets. It's the convenience fee. It's what you want to do. You want to enjoy the rush of hitting a ATS or enjoy the rush of whacking a horn number a couple times. Go for it. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you the fee to do it, and it's a higher fee for the higher rush. Think of it that way, right? It's like you're booting up the heroin, and you're paying more for the stuff without the fentanyl in it, right? That's kind of how I look at that, right? Don't let the house edge scare you away from a bet. In other words, right? If you're going to place it. Just place it knowingly. Otherwise, you grind, right? You look at the dice guy's evaluation of the pass line with odds, or the 3-point molly with all the odds, right? It's the razor thin margin there, right? After a million rolls, it's like he lost $1,000. On the average, you lose 100, win 100, right? That's what that is, right? When you're looking at the 3-point molly that he did, you're in the mean of that. You tied most of the time. You won 100 or lost 100. The tie, win 100, lose 100, was like, I think 78% of the results was that little sliver of who cares? Why did you go to tie or win 100 or lose 100? Or win 1% or lose 1%? That's what that sliver means. Low house edge bets, that's what it's going to look like for you. You can be here all the time, right? The high juice bets can give you a spike, or a spike this way, right? Your adrenaline goes with the spike. That's where, when you increase volatility, you get those different levels of joy and sadness along with. That's an important thing to note that the math guys, I think, forget about. Always play low house edge, right? They're missing on the other part of that, right? Which is the opportunity to make money. Low house edge bet has almost no opportunity. And I think that's an important thing to remember too. We can't forget that low house edge bets have almost no opportunity because they tie more often than not. Opportunity comes with a cost. And the house edge means bigger upside, bigger downside. And you have to be okay with swinging in the wind sometimes, right? That's, again, decisions that you have to make. I can't make them for you, right? All right. So, and Jen says the ultimate question. Now you're sounding like JB here, right? If I have enough faith in it, do it for real, right? This is the whole bring receipts thing, right? Remember JB used to ask the DIs, bring receipts. Let me see your juice, right? I do feel like I have faith in it, right? I don't have the ability to go every day, but when I do go to Vegas now, this is what I do every morning. Now I don't have the bankroll to go out there like I'm doing here, right? For me, right, going out 160 for a hit, coming down to 96 for a hit, and then playing it out, that's what I would do. That's my level. My current bankroll level allows me to do that. Dallas drawdown, 2 hits, and either play it out or 2 hits and go to work. I've been doing that the last few trips that I've made. Get up in the morning, do that. What I've been doing with that, by the way, is going in the morning, doing the 2 hits, coming out, doing 2 hits and coming out. Maybe I go 320. I've done that a couple of times and taken a couple of hits, right? Taking that money. That little money that I won in the coffee run is what I buy in for in the evening session when all the people are there. I've been using that to fund the nighttime play. So I don't dip into my real bankroll to play like a crazy person. So yeah, I don't have enough ability to get to casino regularly to do it for real. But when I do go, that's my plan. I've been doing that, just not at these levels. I'm not ready to do it at those levels yet. But you know, that's what it is. I didn't prove the math guys wrong. I don't know if I proved them wrong. I'm just more honest about it. Like I said, my throw and my betting style has taken advantage of the short runs. Now, today, a lot of PSOs. Today would be the day that equalized all that, right? I had 41 days in a row where I only had 1 PSO. Today I had 4. It does equalize at some point, right? The numbers always want to come back to, like, you know, they want to settle in where they're going to be. But if you're winning at a higher rate, then you should capitalize on it. That's what I'm saying. And again, the house edge thing to me, I don't know if I proved anybody wrong, but you've got to be, I'm going to go to the QA screen here, actually, since we're doing Q's and A's. You want to make sure that you're aware of that. That's all. Be aware of it. Make the bets, be aware of it. If you want the chocolate and caramel, have chocolate and freaking caramel, man. That's how I look at it, right? Just know that you're paying for the right to do the good thing. Randy asked me, what would the paycheck rolls look like if I counted the roll on the paycheck and not the extra rolls once I reach my goal? That's interesting. right? You're onto something there, because what I've done is I've tracked all the rolls, right? I hit a paycheck and I play for 2 or 3 more shooters every day, right? If I put all that into win craps and put my strategy against it, I'd probably come back down to earth, right? Because you're going to get an extra whatever number of rolls. I really should go the next time I do this and only log in the rolls that I had bets live for, like just the paycheck. That's a very interesting point because it does skew the numbers a little bit. I wish I can go back and do it all again. You know, I will at some point. Somebody challenged me once to go, and I think DGE wants me to do it. He's been in my ear a little bit. I will give it a Saturday. I'll spend a whole Saturday and just do a 7 a.m. till whenever I get done. You know, I'll do $1,000 to $10,000 challenge, which is the same as $10,000 to $100,000, and just do it live. Just do it live. I think it's a good idea. PC, do I stay at Pal? Yes, I will be staying at Palace Station most of the time. Palace Station is a 2-minute walk to the dealer school. I love Palace Station. The dealers there are rookies, which is fine. I don't mind that. In the morning, it's great. The pit boss I know pretty well now. We actually are all pretty friendly when I go there. I love that place. I love the fact that it's got a wing stop. Like Palace Station's where it's at to me. I love Palace Station. Let's see. I'm actually I want to fast forward to get to the right, because it bugs me when I'm talking about one thing and it's not showing that. Yes. Anyway, there's that. So Duracell, Windcraft would be awesome to compare win and leave versus win and play. I think that's such a great point, right? How do I track that? I have to find a way to track that, but that's really cool. Maybe I just stop doing roll track. Maybe when I do the roll tracker, I only roll track it for when I'm doing it. I don't roll track for the ones that don't matter. Maybe that's how I do it. Start a new thing. That's cool. Oh, Jen, great question. Where will the filming take place? Congrats for the cure. If I go back a screen, like a boss here, look at me going, right? Congrats for the cure will be at the Casino Quest Dealer Training Center. Not at Casino Quest Fashion Show Mall. We'll be at the training center, which is out by Palace Station. It's off on its own. It's in a little strip mall. It's huge, 10,000 square feet. They got 1 billion tables in there. We have a special area just for us to do the filming on this thing. We're going to be kind of away from the whole crazy. We have a great setup for cameras. We have couches. It's way better for filming. We're not going to have all that background noise and crazy that we had before. So we should have a better audio quality throughout the entire event this year and more room for us to hang out. So now again, there'll be less people there because it's race weekend and nobody can afford to come, but that's okay. We'll have a nice small group where we're going to be. That's where it'll be. It'll be at the Casino Quest new dealer training center. It's on Sahara Avenue, just a little bit, I think, west of Palace Station. So I think that's all the questions that I see here. Just double check the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see. Yeah, 31 West Sahara, Suite 101. It's beautiful. If you haven't been there, it's amazing. It's amazing. 208 Crap says, I can't do the full event, but yes, stop by and say hello, please. Please stop by and say hello. We're going to be there from, I think we start filming at 10 and we stop at 7 every day on Saturday and Sunday. So 10 to 7 at the Dealer Training Center will be the full thing. Everybody's coming. That's, we got like Fran's going to be there from, 10 ton number 1 from Casino Tiers. We have Bo Parker's going to be there. Garrison will be there, of course. And Tony Leo, David, Alex, Dennis, the whole Casino Quest team will be there. It's going to be really cool. Really, really cool. So I'll leave it at this. Don't forget that go to Casino Player Magazine's website, sign up for a subscription. They're giving away, with every subscription, a donation in your name to the cause. Go to Garrison's website, platinumcrafts.com. Every book that he sells, donation goes to the cause. If you want to buy a session with Bo Parker, every session you buy from Bo Parker, the money's coming back to Crafts for the Cure. If you want to get in on the Casino Tiers dice class, right? $500 from every ticket we sell for that that they sell for that dice class, coming back to the event, right? If they get 8 students, $4,000 coming back to the event. Let's fill these things up. These people have put in a lot of time. Garrison has gotten us a full page article in Casino Player Magazine, right? Front page coverage in that magazine to kind of drive traffic. He's posting in Facebook every day to kind of drive us up. Let's pay that forward, guys. Buy the book, give it away. Buy the book, give it away. Get a Casino Player membership. right? All donations, all that money is coming right back to the charity. Every dime coming back to the charity. All right, let's do it. Buy the raffle tickets. We've not raised much at all to this point. Buy the raffle tickets. Let's get in there, okay? That's it. I got to get out of here. Love y'all. God bless. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday for maybe the last, hopefully, cross your fingers, last daily paycheck, and maybe the start of a new show. So we'll see you on Monday of next week. God bless everybody. Bye.